Good day, everybody. Happy Friday. Those who celebrated Mother's Day last Sunday, I hope you had a very nice day. And to everyone, I hope that you had a good week. So happy that you're here with me today on May 16th. There are so many things that I enjoy making, and today I will share about some of those. My favorite things to make are blankets and shawls, so that might be what I'm known for. Other things that I really enjoy making are hat and scarf sets, and especially using color work on those. That has become really fun and a great way to use skeins, single skeins and scraps. In the summer, I also like to start making things for my gift cupboard, ones that I can gift to family members. So I kind of make a hodgepodge, a bit of everything. I would love to hear from all of you by email or in the comments, perhaps about what your favorite things to make are, or ones that you like to make in the summer. Does your knitting and crochet change a bit when the weather changes? Thank you so much for taking time to pop in. Let's all grab our cups and have a Friday visit. When it comes to finished items and works in progress, I have 2 things finished and 2 works in progress this week. One of the works in progress is very early days. I have done a gauge swatch, and I don't even usually do gauge swatching, so that is new. I will save that one to show you next week. Now, I am very, very excited about one of the finished items, and I have to start our chat with this one. It is a shawl that I got a start on last week. This will be my submission for the Judy's Creations in Crochet Butterfly of the Month. Exciting news from Judy and Linnea from Nina's Knots Crochet. They are hosting a crochet challenge, and I cannot wait to see Judy and Linian's yarns worked up. They both have such beautiful colors ready for their projects. They showed them on their live on Thursday. You can watch the live on Judy's channel for all the details about the challenge. The replay is available there, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I will definitely be joining in on that crochet challenge. And now back to my shawl and Judy's butterfly this month. I'll show it up here in the corner. I was so excited that it had pink in it when I saw this shawl, and I knew it was the one for me to remind me of someone special in my life whose favorite color was pink. It will be like a hug from her every time I wear it. The shawl pattern is called the Lune, Lune, and when I heard the intro of Shandy's video, hearing her talk about the crescent moon, I knew 100% that this was the shawl that I was meant to make with this lovely yarn. The pattern was published in Expression Fiber Arts. The designer is Elisabeth Carr from the Crocheting Carr, and Shandy has a tutorial. So starting off the shawl was such a breeze. I used a 4mm hook, and the yarn that I used was a gift from Judy. It is a Stenley cake, and it's my first time working with a Stenley cake. There. It's my first time. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. So anybody who is new to watching, if you'd like to find any patterns mentioned in my videos and any of the creators who I mention, there is always information about how to find them in the description box below. So here we go. There's this beautiful shawl. I'll stand in to show it. And when you see it, it really is in the shape of a crescent moon. And here is the stitch pattern. There. So there we go. And thank you, Elisabeth and Shandy, for this lovely pattern, the tutorial. And thank you, Judy, for the yarn. There. And now for a work in progress. This one I'm making for another make along. It's for the book cover of the month. That's by Rosanna from Crochet with Nonna Rosanna. I will show a picture of her book cover over here, and the yarn I'm using is Lion Brand Pound of Love in the colors cherry and white. I'm using a 5mm hook, and this is a lap gan size blanket. I'm following a tutorial called How to Crochet a Rectangle Virus Blanket, and that's by Jonna Martinez or Jonna Martinez. Her pattern is also available in Ravelry. It is called the Rectangle Virus Blanket. So far I have 3 repeats in the red, 1 in the white, and I finished 1 of the red. I might just have 2 more repeats to finish this one. Next, for my second completed item. There, let me just set this one aside. This is kind of a surprise. It is the very same blanket. And that's how I am double dipping this pattern. It's for 2 make-alongs this month. I made this one for the Something New make-along on this channel this month. I liked the pattern so well that I decided to make that second one in red and white and experiment using a thicker yarn. For anyone who hasn't had time to watch the Something New slideshow as yet, the color for this month is to use your choice of either cream or white or ivory somewhere in your project, and you can also add in any additional color that you'd like, or you can skip the additional color and make it all using cream, white, or ivory. And details about the make along are in the May 5th video on this channel, or you can look in the description box below. If you can get your pictures to me by May 30th, then I'll have time to get the video ready, and there will be a slideshow on the first Monday of June, on June 2nd. Now, this second project that I have finished, it is also lap gan size, and with a bit of white that was in the yarn cake. And I know, I don't usually make the same pattern twice, but this one was so much fun that I decided to make it the second time. Now, this first one that I made was with a 4.5mm hook and DK weight yarn. I used 2 cakes of King Cole Curiosity yarn in the color charcoal, and also a bit of loops and threads Snuggly Wuggly, and the Snuggly Wuggly is what I used to make the border. And I just sort of used the Jonna Martinez instructions to make this flat edge, and then I made up my own border to go around here. I'll show you the border. There. Oh, there. So I'll hold this up so you can see. Oh, here, this way. Yeah, and this one will be a donation, and it is lapgan sized. So last week during the videos, there was a call out to you for tips that you have learned, ideas that help when you are following tutorials. Thank you so very much for sharing your tips about this question. And now here is a roundup of the ideas shared in the comments last week. Number 1, watch the video all the way through once before beginning. Number 2, if a gauge is provided, work it up so there are no surprises. Number 3, if there are reviews or comments, scan through them before starting, as sometimes people leave helpful tips or corrections to the pattern there. And number 4, try using the tutorial and written pattern together. This can be a good way to learn to read patterns. Hi there, this is Editing Kathy. Just popping in for a second because I forgot about something. There's actually a tip number 5, and this is because last week I mentioned about how tutorials are recipes, and I remembered last week that knowing that patterns are recipes is actually an idea that was from Lune, from Nina's Knots in Crochet, and from what I understand, she got that idea from somebody else as well, but because that's also a viewer tip, I thought I should just pop in here and include that as number 5 on our list of helpful viewer tips. So there we go, there's 5 of them for today. So these are also helpful and good to know, and thank you so much for sharing ideas in the comments. This is a part 2, as there were some in last week's video as well. So all the ways we reach out and share with each other, they add to the enjoyment of our crochet and knitting, and they really do help us all. So thank you. And now for a bit of a chat about the chapter title for this week. This week's title is Create a Mission Statement. Now, although I have lots to say some weeks, sometimes so much to say, by adding my own perspective on what Carrie has written, this week when it comes to mission statements, all I can say is nope, not gonna do any mission statements anymore. I am enjoying my retirement, and though I make easygoing, flexible plans, my mission statement days are well past. That said, there was a time when I was laser focused on setting specific goals, and that started with a defined mission statement. It was a very important time to me years ago in that stage of life. So for any of you who would like to see what Carrie wrote on the topic, she wrote about it on pages 84 to 87. And I don't have anything that I could possibly add to what she said. The book is called 30 Ways to Ignite Creativity, The Little Spark, and it is in the description box if you'd like to search about it and find where to get a copy. Thank you everyone so much for being here, for sharing your comments and leaving your thumbs. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, and I hope to see you next Friday.